Okay, we're going to talk about just the bench press here and how to line up for it. So surprising how many athletes kind of mess this up, even people have been lifting before. And we'll just go in general, then I'll give you some of my tricks that gives me an incredible bench press capacity, much more than my assistant coach, Junior here.
That's true, that's true.
Okay, so first thing, when you get in a bench press, go ahead and lay down. First thing you want to do is make sure you pull the bar to the front of the pins. So you see how he's pulling them up? And then when you look up, when you set your eyes up, you want to make sure that your butt is far enough down on the bench so your eyes are looking up on this side of the bench. If not, go ahead and show them what happens when you don't do that. When you don't do that, when you start lifting, you'll end up hitting the pins on the way up. So you want to go ahead and rack it, and make sure your butt is moved down far enough so your eyes are looking up on that side of it. The second thing is width, how far you grab the bench, how far you grab the bar. Go ahead and drop your hands for a second. For male athletes, I want them to be at least a thumb and then a half a thumb out. For most men, that means your pinkies are going to be on the rings. For bigger guys, sometimes your pinkies will be beyond that. But I want a thumb and then a half a thumb out. The reason is I want the bench press to train the pecs. I'm not using the bench press to train the triceps. A narrow grip trains the triceps and shoulders. A wider grip trains the chest muscles, the pecs. And so we want to do that. For female athletes, it's just a thumb width. Not a thumb and a half, but just a thumb width. Women have smaller hands, but they also have narrower shoulders, and a thumb width is about perfect. So go ahead and get a thumb and a half there, Jordan. Where you want to, you go ahead and take it off. Where you want to hit the, you need to take the barbell off, go ahead.
Okay.
Where you want to hit the barbell on your chest when it comes down is you want to hit it at your nipples or below. And generally there's that, just right where your xiphoid process is, where your rib cage kind of comes in a V right there, that's where you want to hit, at your nipples or below. The problem is if you hit in this area up here, you're so much weaker, and you know that. If the barbell comes up here, like head towards your chest, you're so much weaker in this area. So if you want to hit the nipples or below, that's where you want to hit. Not too far, you don't want to get your stomach, but kind of right in this area right here is where you want to touch your chest with the barbell. You notice Jordan's breathing. Big breath at the top, hold it all the way through, and then exhale at the top. So you're not going like that all the time when you're coming up with it. The breathing for the bench press is just like the breathing for all the other lifts. You can go ahead and rack it. Your feet. When you think about your feet on the bench press, you want your feet on the ground. You notice when you bench press, if your one leg comes up, that arm, the opposite arm will go down. Your feet actually help you stabilize for the bench. And when you think about your feet, you don't want to think of pressing your feet into the ground, but you want to think of pressing them in and then out this direction. It's like pushing against your body. Some of that, when you have that barbell up above you, some of that force will come up your legs, up to your lats, actually help you get a little bit of that barbell up. Okay, hop out of there. Now I'm going to show you some of my tricks, how I out bench press my assistant coach. You should go someplace. No, you can watch too. Okay, one thing, there's one trick that comes up. If you're bench pressing and you have one arm that gets weaker, look at it. Actually turn your head and look at it. It'll get stronger. I don't know why that works, but if you have one hand, your final rep or something, and one hand's getting weaker, just turn it then, look at that hand, and it'll get stronger. It'll help come up. The next thing, a trick that I use, is I like to squeeze my shoulder blades together. Had this big ass dude, this big ass meathead in Alaska when I lived up there, show me this. Squeeze your shoulder blades together like that, and that'll help expand your chest and help you lift more. And then another trick I'll use is I'll take a big breath, or not a full breath, but a pretty big breath at the top of the rep. And instead of exhaling at the top, I'll just breathe in more. So it looks like this. Until I'm about out, then I'll rebreathe. Just like that. It's amazing how much stronger that can make you and how much it'll help you get those reps out. I'm not sure how it works, I just know it works. Those are my tricks. Jordan, do you have anything to add to that?
You're breathing pretty hard for 95 pounds.
I am, yeah. Oh, the final thing. Make sure you wrap your thumbs around the barbell. Don't be benching like this. Two reasons, because the barbell can roll off and crush your throat. and that would ruin your day. The second thing is that when you grip the barbell and squeeze hard, it actually gives you body tension throughout your body and help you lift more. And some guys, some bench press pros will actually tell you to grip the barbell as hard as you can, and that'll help you lift more.